Welcome to the Prepped and Polished podcast, the podcast that empowers you to take control of your education, featuring weekly interviews with influencers in the world of education, as well as tutoring tips, lessons, and updates. And now, here's your host, Alexis Avila.
This is Alexis Avila, your host of Prepped and Polished podcast. Go to preppedandpolished.com if you have a question or a reaction during or after this podcast, or call us 781-753-9951 for in-person or online tutoring. How to stop checking your phone all the time on episode 209. If you're like me, you check your phone a lot during the day for whatever reason, and it could affect your life in a negative way. And this is how to kind of bounce back and get your sanity back. This is what has worked for me. This is how to stop checking your phone all the time. Some steps, some tips. And these tips have helped me curtail the number of times I check my phone during the day. And actually, I feel a little calmer as a result. And that's why I'm putting out this podcast. So just do some of these simple things. And I'm not going to get into a whole lecture about, how social media can negatively impact you. Maybe I'll save that for another episode. But here we go. The first thing you want to do is realize that you have somewhat of an addiction to your phone. So you might find that you're just checking anytime you have a free break in between activities. You just pick up your phone just to check it. So the first thing you want to do is just only check your phone if you have to. You have to call somebody, check your phone. If you, your best friend is texting you, and you're available to check the text, check your phone. But if you need to check the time, don't go to the home screen. That's a huge tip, because once you hit that home screen, they got you. So if you have an iPhone, just click the side button to get the time. Because I find that I usually reach for my phone when I want to figure out what time it is. And what I've been accidentally doing is I go to the middle button and I click on the home screen, and then I go off into a tangent. So I'll go over to ESPN, check a score, and get the time. And then I'll check some texts and maybe something on social media. But the whole purpose was I wanted to check the time. So only hit the side button is what I recommend. Another tip to just kind of ease your anxiety a little bit is don't check your phone in the car. I don't know if you're like me and you start, you're driving, and then if you do an experiment, just start looking at other drivers pass you. I'd say 1 out of every 2 is glued to their phone as they're driving, which is a scary thing. Don't be one of those people. Be better than that. And what you want to do is basically just don't check your phone in the car. You can listen to music. And again, don't go for the home screen, because the home screen is going to suck you into the other apps. Before you start driving, get your playlist, jam it out, and just enjoy the ride. Pay attention to the road, pay attention to your surroundings, and get back to reality. And then also, here's a little thing that kind of irritates me, but when people are walking and they're checking their phone, they look like zombies to me and not really living in reality. And you don't want to be one of those people. I've been one of those people, and I don't like myself when I do that. So don't check when you walk by people. Get back in touch with reality. If you're walking by, have some respect and walk by that person, make some eye contact, say hello. And I've been doing that more, and honestly, I feel a little bit more connected. Not a lot more connected, but a little bit more, and definitely more calm. So that's kind of how I've stopped checking my phone all the time. Hopefully some of these tips will resonate with you. This wraps up our show, episode number 209, how to stop checking your phone all the time. Be on the lookout for our next podcast, episode number 210, with repeat guest Todd Weaver with his financial aid tips. Remember to access all of our podcast episodes. Go to preppedandpolished.com/podcast. Now go out there and take control of your education.